Hello, my name is Niall Peppers. I am the art teacher at Westminster Special Schools, and I will be talking you through this video, accompanied by the music we listen to in class. This video is for parents and carers to support a range of students with varying needs and interests. Please feel free to just focus on the parts that you find useful. Thanks.
Art. Drawing. This video gives guidance on how to support students at various stages of mark making and drawing. Drawing. Objects of exploration. Before a student is drawing with purpose or intention, they are exploring the object to determine what it can do. Our focus is to support moments of student discovery, that these objects make marks, and to support a familiar, structured activity that increases the amount of time, concentration, and interest on these objects. Where drawing is a secondary outcome, the focus being on the exploration of the tools, it's helpful to tape down paper so as to avoid it becoming a distraction. Typically, this activity comes after exploration of other materials, namely fine motor control based activities like the organisation of rice or playing with marbles. Here we repeat the exploration with crayons and chalk, occasionally looking to model or show by example that these objects leave a mark. We will often use a pre-existing skill like posting to extend engagement, support familiarity, and support a structured outcome. Felt tips are often successful at this stage of exploration because the vibrant drawing is better at capturing the student's attention. Also, the smooth sensation that a felt tip makes better indicates that something different is happening. Some students really like dry whiteboards. With felt tips, the prime moment of discovery is that only one side leaves a mark. So our intervention to support this discovery is to occasionally correct and draw attention to the success and failure of the mark making, further demonstrating different ways to make marks that they might copy. Where communication is emerging and the student fully engrossed, this is a good time to prompt a more or finished ultimatum. Social drawing and localized drawing. Where students are fully aware of the drawing outcome and a developing understanding of mark making is apparent, we increase the amount of interventions, playful interplay, or imposed structure dependent upon the support that the specific student needs. Here, we are using turn-taking to support regulation, re-engagement, and giving the student a break so that they might participate and concentrate for an overall longer time. We bookend each drawing action with a posting activity to indicate that that item is finished, helping to reduce any anxiety that might exist around the end point of an activity, and providing a success or goal outcome that can help to maintain certain students' participation. As the activity becomes familiar, we encourage an extension to the amount of time that we ask the student to draw for, asking them to do more. This activity is also appropriately extended with felt tips, as they require the lids to be removed and replaced, extending the number of actions that the student needs to remember throughout the activity. We can support communication by prompting the student to ask for help, and we can remind the student with a first and next schedule. As turn-taking, mark-making and organisation becomes stronger, we can support the student's ability to act with intention by scaffolding localised drawing or colouring in. Here we indicate a specific part of the page that we want the student to mark-make in, extending the complexity by colour coding. Here I have drawn blue, red and yellow boxes. Allowing the student to choose the colour, we can support growing communication skills and prompt matching, often looking to reinforce an idea with a prop, finding the appropriate colour object in our house, like a blue blanket. Here we are looking to support colour differentiation skills. By offering reduced choices, we can support decision-making and expression of intention through choice, whilst supporting in a structured manner a specific learning opportunity. As always, where a student becomes disinterested, we can ask them if they are finished, or we can support the communication skills of the highly engaged student by asking if they want more between each choice-making opportunity. For students that are less engaged, we use a visual motivator, in this case number blocks. A student previously unwilling to participate may now engage enthusiastically. We can apply the same method in our previous example to this, taking turns, colouring in and supporting communication. Social drawing, line and shape. Where a student actively and independently engages in expressive mark making, we can start to help them organise their drawings by giving language to their gestures. Practicing alongside the teacher in a playful manner, each type of gesture can be explored on its own for an entire session. Here is an example of a student that is familiar with all three intentional gestures, up and down, side to side, and round. I have used colour coding to maintain a pre-existing structure to the activity and support choice. Here I am showing how we might support fine motor control by changing the way the student holds the pencil. A short pencil asks to be picked up by the fingers rather than a long pencil or pen which perpetuates a grabbing action. We can model the gestures, repeating the phrase, either drawing with a different tool or using our finger to outline the action that we want the student to repeat. In the early stages of this activity, we often support hand over hand. And rather than cutting pencils in half, you can always use chalk or crayon. As always, where a student becomes disinterested, we can ask them if they are finished, or we can support the communication skills of the highly engaged student by asking if they want more between each choice-making opportunity. For students that have mastered these initial gestures, we can support the discovery of a relationship between lines by drawing alongside the student, taking turns at interacting with each other's drawings. For the student who is independently engaged, we must make time for their free drawing, but as teacher, we look to interrupt the student's free flow so as to bookend each drawing gesture with a response, much like a conversation. Representational drawing. Drawing as a language to communicate ideas, supporting a student's ability to represent the world around them. Where a student has transitioned from representing an idea as a scribble to a localized gesture, typically a circle, we used motivational images to support the practice of this intentional drawing. We start by modeling extra information, adding a line or second circle inside the first to begin to support a move to representing the unique features of a person or character. As this is practiced and becomes familiar, we add external lines to represent arms and legs, urging the student to copy. To support the idea of representing their experience, we direct the student to name their drawings after their friends. Here, further details can be added to make the drawing more unique to the friend named. Where motivation is difficult to find, we can provide a context for drawing and an easier activity to lead the student into the activity we know they are capable of. Here, the student is interested in buses, and a simple colouring in activity supports the student's pathway to a more demanding activity. We can support a student's participation with lots of social interaction and questioning so as to break up the time spent drawing. Drawing, narrative and story. Using drawing as a response to a pre-existing story can help to serve as a good context to support a student's ability to illustrate an internal narrative. Here I am using Shaun the Sheep and showing how we remind the student of the important features necessary to represent Shaun and Bitzer. That they are different. We can support the idea of a story by adding text, such as a name, emotion, or action to the drawing. As the student spends more time working on a drawing, we can interrupt their drawing with recommendations that support their ideas. We remind them of all the unique features of a person that they are drawing. Each time they are successful, either prompting a nuance or an additional feature. We try to support all these details with language and signing, practicing both to support the development of more complex ideas. Once figurative drawing becomes familiar and consistent, supporting the student to create a context for their drawings is the next step. A tree for the angry bird. The weather. A house. Thank you for watching this video.